gaming and musical comedy, yeah, buddy. Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of WWE SuperCard, yeah, buddy, yeah, buddy. And it is a Super Saturday, yeah, buddy. And I'm just gonna play Ring Domination. This was not recorded in front of anybody other than myself, if that makes sense. And, you know, like, I thought about just ripping it from a stream. But then I'd already done one stream earlier today, and I was kind of just tired. I had some stuff going on yesterday, family stuff that I had to help my mom with. And so I had to be on, like, quote-unquote normal people time. And then I took a nap, and I'm all over the place right now. Which is kind of interesting, you know what I mean? So we're going against Gravedigger, which is nice. Especially if you like people that dig graves, you know. And I am Biggie Dude. How's it going? How's life? What's going on? If you're not sure how to do well in Ring Domination, use the gold method. The gold team method is beautiful. You basically, all of your people are in the gold. You see that I have a bunch of Romans, John Cena's, and LA Knight Yaz in the decks because this is also working on the LA Knight quest, which is, if you're not at the top tier, it's a Noir card, I think. I don't know how far that goes down, what level that you are. And also, I know that for me, on this account, it's... Crucible, so it's a Crucible LA Knight, which is pretty cool. And on another neat thing, I did see that one person has completed the whole campaign. You are crazy awesome. Let's go. And I just want to say thanks. Great job. So, what are we going to talk about in today's video? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to talk about in today's video. I'm going to talk about that 2 weeks in. We're 2 weeks into this season. It is now December, and if you haven't looked at the calendar yet, there's a lot of cool things that happened in December. We saw that there's a Santa event happening. It looks kind of like how it'll play like the In Your House Giants Unleashed type of thing that we had last winter. I'm really excited about it because anytime you have something like that where you can get a lot of stuff and have a lot of fun playing, it's not just cool to play, it's cool to stream, and it's really, really neat. I know that the drops thing, I know that when I have those streams, I will only be streaming on one platform at that point because a lot of people come out of the woodwork, and there's a lot of talking, and I have to be very careful about my voice. My voice is my instrument, and I've had those streams in the past where you talk so much for like, you know, hours upon hours, and the next day you just can't even really talk, you know. Those things were more when like I was also still teaching, you know, and I remember when I was first starting to stream in 2008, 2009, the beginning of 2009, I would stream so much and talk so much at school. You know, I lost my voice a couple times in there. I was like, oh wow, that's not good. So you have to be careful about that sort of thing. Anyways, the whole reason of this video, I almost thought about not doing a Super Saturday this week. I know that last week it did very well, but I'm kind of off today, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. I think that part of it is winter is here pretty much. It was a gloomy day, and I think that I get that seasonal effect of depression pretty well. Also, I feel tired today. And I think a lot of that is the weird sleep schedule that I had, not sleeping enough during that time. Not exactly sure. But, I mean, I still feel really great. I feel great about myself and who I am and what I want to do with my time here on the planet of the Earth. And this is probably just going to go all over the place. And I have no idea. Like, the CM Punk's back. That's cool. SmackDown's not right now. I'm recording it, but it's 1 hour in, and I didn't see anything really super, super important to write about or to record about so far, you know what I'm saying? So, but, you know, it's going to be pretty interesting. Like, I'm going to be at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia, and I'm gonna get to see CM Punk again. I saw in WrestleMania 29 at MetLife versus The Undertaker. That was a really cool match. It was like that was the match of that whole Mania. So it's looking like that's gonna happen. I really hope that nothing bad happens up until that point. But yeah. So, anyways, how are you all? I'm doing really well, for the most part. I can tell you that there's probably not going to be a Super Saturday next week, and I'm gonna be flat out honest because that's part of my thing. I have a hard time the first week of December. You know, I basically a real hard time like between Halloween to December 7th. And it's gonna be 8 years that Biggie Dad's been gone. So I knew, and we lost this. That's sad. That's the first time I've lost one of those bouts. That's the first time. I am surprised actually, but I got my doublers on, and you know, that's nice and stuff. But you know, thinking back, 8 years, dude. It's such a long time. And I'm just thinking also to you know, further capitulate, or you know, whatever big word that makes it sound cool. I turned 50. I'm recording this on December 1st, and I turned 50 on the 21st. So less than 3 weeks, I turned 50, and I don't feel 50. I've been talking about a lot about this on stream recently. I feel so alive and really young. Well, every now and then, some days I wake up and then I feel it. But most days I feel so young when I'm, you know, I do feel better now at going into 50 than I did at 30. But just because that, you know, I'm concerned, you know, like, I really love being alive. I really love being here. I really love all the awesome stuff that happens to myself, and all the sad stuff that happens to me, whether it's on purpose or just does. And I know that may sound strange, but I love all of the human emotions, even the ones that suck, because it just helps me realize that everything that I have here is temporary. And then there's the whole, I'm not going to go into a metaphysical, spiritual religion type thing, but then something happens when my body is not here anymore, you know? Getting to 50, that just makes you think about a lot of things. And it makes you think about, all the joys that I've had, all the wonderful moments in WWE SuperCard, and just sometimes I'm so far into my head, and then I read about, like, there was a lot of people complaining here and there about the Giants Unleashed rewards being a problem, and I don't know if you've seen it, but they did say that they eliminated the pros that were given out prematurely of the Eddie, and it was I really was happy to hear that that it got resolved, because, you know, anything that makes you feel a little off because of how other people will react, that's just, you know, how that works. But this is just a silly card game, you know what I mean? When it comes down to it, it's a little. A cat can play this. There's been Twitter videos of cats, like, playing Royal Rumble. It's great. You know what I mean? I'm taking a drink. Hold on. I had Taco Bell today for the first time in like 2 months, I think, because I've been on an egg roll kick at home. I'll buy a bunch of egg rolls from Aldi's, and they're refrigerated. Then I heat them in the air fryer. You know, I'm in that thing, and they taste like crunchy and yummy, and it makes you feel real good about being alive and stuff. So I've been kind of doing that. And this is gonna tangent all video. Okay, so if you just want a more of an insight of how my mind just works sometimes, this is the video to figure it out. Like, I know, not like anybody really cares, but I mean, I'm kind of just, I thought about not doing the video, and then I thought about doing it just on stream so I could just rip it and this be done. But those videos, they seem to always be missing something, you know, because every now and then you as an audience person, because I've listened to my own stuff a couple times in the past, you know, because I think that if I can listen to myself and be like, hey, that guy's cool, I wanna listen to that guy more, like kind of like an objective thing, then I feel like I'm doing good by me, you know. Content creation can drain the heck out of you if you're not careful, and it could also lead you to places where you didn't think you would be. So that's why I'll analyze my voices and energies, and just it's kind of like reflecting on your teaching, you know, even though this isn't teaching, it's playing the game. I think that even though I'm a hobbyist, I've always treated it if I needed to switch into like a full-time thing, which I don't, or I felt like I was going to switch into that sort of mold, full-time content creation, I would be able to have good practices that would make sure that I didn't. Hey, Goldberg, what's up? I think that's a pro, which is kind of cool. Okay. All right. Oops, I ran out of stuff. I got 54 picks on the Smile for Biggie Dad account. I'm playing, I'm not going to really do ring domination on that because I can only get up to Tempest, and I didn't get the Eddie. I can only get up to Noir on that, and I didn't get the Eddie on that count. It's like, it's going to fall back, but I'm okay. The 10,000, oh, big, huge thing. Big, huge thing. If you haven't done it yet already, okay? If you took a couple days off, you have to claim this gift in the store, okay? You get 500 credits. You get 2 things of your, you get 2 shots of your tier rarity, player rarity, 3 EDPs, and 10,000 super coins, 10,000 experience. All right, that alone, if you've never played in season 10, that will take you to like level 10 or 11 or a 9er, one of them, I forgot. And that'll bring you right to Pantheon tier already. And Pantheon tier was the last tier of season 9. So if you have been just kind of, you know, lingering back or whatever and be like, I don't know if I want to go back. I like the reset. It's cool. It's basically a reset. I got to work on this. I just forgot. But anyways, we're gonna go to back to ring domination, and we're gonna fill them all and play games because I'm not gonna do an ad on here. But so I've been thinking a lot about time. And one thing that I've been doing for a long time, and this was probably since, what's a good way to think about this? Probably since I started the YouTube channel, which is now 16 years old. It became 16 on November 26th. And so this YouTube channel is old enough, if it were a human, it's old enough to get a driver's license in my state. It's just crazy. You know what I mean? But even before I ever made a YouTube video, I had been thinking about legacy and not like the not like the faction with Cody and Randy. At some point, we've already discussed it, because we're talking right now. But this is kind of like a one-sided conversation, and your comments, they're the other side. And I always love reading them. I always love replying to them. And we've done a lot of that. I think that we're also starting to get to a little bit used to season 10. And I think that, some people that have already... that have come back. Some people are really, really interested in it. Some people might already be burnt out with it. But I've said that I was going to do daily videos for SuperCard up until, the winter, up until 2024. And that doesn't count on for Sundays because, you know, Super Saturday is like an hour long usually, or 45 minutes, you know, long enough where if it was on the television show and the 15 to 20 minutes of ads that happened, I think it's 15 minutes now. I can't remember. It might be 12 to 17 minutes. I know at one point it got up to almost 20 minutes, but that was way before the pandemic. Now it might be a lot different. I don't know. I haven't paid attention. How many average ads are there in a TV show on cable or network TV? That's your homework. Put it in the comments below and I'll reply to it. I may already know one of the answers, but I don't know all of it. You know what I'm saying? And compare and contrast to what it was 20 years ago. It's a scene. All right. Like I said, you can take me out of the classroom, but I'm always teaching something. And I love that I say that. So I've been thinking a lot about legacy. And just the multi-streaming where I've been streaming on 3 platforms, YouTube included. Stop by if you ever see that I am streaming live, because it's really cool. You know, I have a lot of fun, and I just vibe and just talk to everybody. And I've gotten used to scanning the 3 different chats because I'm looking at them all at the same time, because my biggest thing is I want to treat everybody equally. You know, I want to do my best for everybody, and that was hard to do when I was teaching hybrid stuff and or quote unquote full instruction, which was really just kind of glorified hybrid still. That last year of teaching in 2021, and I always really, really wanted to do the best by everybody. And at some points, I felt like I was doing the best for everyone, but I wasn't doing the best for myself. And that's also one of the reasons I left. But we're talking about legacy. And now, if you have counted how many legacies there have been, we're probably up to like 8 or 9 or 10. I don't know. Legacy is a cool word, you know. You got leg, you got and you got C. That's kind of dumb. You know, and like, I just, like, there's so many thoughts in my brain right now. People still love Biggie Dad. And he hasn't made a video in 8 years because he's been dead, you know. They don't have good Wi-Fi, I guess, in where. But so many of you that were here in season 1 and 2 have shared with me how much my dad meant to you as well, and that means so much more to me than me meaning stuff. Because, and here's why. I just showed my dad how I recorded the videos at that time, when Mom was in the hospital for hip surgery, and he did it on his own. But I showed him, you know, I taught him, and then he's the one that made the choice. And the fact that so many of you have shared that joy and love of my dad for so many years. He still has over 8,000 subscribers, I think, on the channel. It's just crazy, you know? And so his legacy, you know, and that's just the last 5 months of his life was his quote unquote, his YouTube legacy. But for everybody here, you know, and here's the crazy thing. If you go on a grand enough scale, all right, let's say 8,000 different people, which is probably way more over the years. I don't know if Dad ever hit 1 million video views. Let's find out, actually. I don't think he did. But I'm just curious. My dad has over 500,000 video views and 8.42 thousand subscribers still. He averages 17 views a day, and he's been gone for 8 years. Almost. During this week. You know, Thursday is the 7th when he passed away. That's a legacy, dude. You think about it. And so many people loved my dad just because he was himself. And that's where I got it from. And I I'm kind of glad I made this video right now because I didn't really have a plan. Um, I just was gonna grind and see what popped into my brain. And dude, I just showed my dad how to play this game. I showed my dad how I was recording, and then he did it. I'll never forget that first time I saw that he made a video, because I I had him set up a Twitter, and I made him follow me. um because like he said, if he it was I knew he was thinking about making a video, but I didn't think he would ever do it. You know what I mean? I really didn't. And I had showed him at the time you could tie your Twitter to your YouTube, and it would or X or whatever, and it would post that you made a video and that one went live. It was like automatic. That's been gone for years, but so that's what he said. If I do that, like, because he wanted people to watch him, you know, if he was going to make them. I said, yeah, that makes sense. You know, it makes you feel pretty cool when somebody from a different place. I had showed him, like, at that time, so it's like I had a huge India following, a huge Indonesian following, and it was like, that's so cool. You know what I mean? It's like, and we're just tapping the screen and having fun. Let's use a super here. It's fun. It's fun to use a super move every now and then. Oh, it's part of the thing. Good. Oh, I needed that for that challenge. The one challenge, right? I don't know. It didn't show up, so you know, maybe that was part of it. But my dad, I just thought, like, you know, when I went home after you know, Mom was finally home from her hip rehab and stuff. It was just so cool to see, because I found out on Twitter, you know, and that was cool. My dad made a bunch of videos because I was just making videos, and I showed him what I did, and then he absorbed the information and then did it on his own. And then, you know, on that channel of his, there's 107 videos, and 106 are of him. The last one is not, and it's still. It feels like yesterday, and it's not. And some things, like this has been happening a lot on stream lately. I think Gen X is really starting to come to terms with its mortality. Some of us were saying that, you know, we are currently closer to 2045 than we are to 2000. That's ridiculous, dude. You know, that's just ridiculous. And other things that are really just triggering this temporal realization. You know, I think that's the real thing. I'm just very aware of time, very aware, and you know, probabilities and lifespans and all that stuff. Well, anyways, and also, like, on my car, I got a newer car. I'm leasing a vehicle, and it has the Sirius XM radio, and they have the Fish network on there. So basically, the two things I listen to the most is Fish Radio and the Broadway channel. And the funny thing about the Broadway channel, if you know what the number of the Broadway channel is on Sirius XM, it's kind of funny. It's the funny number. It's a funny number. You can write it in the comments. I'll be like, hey, you listen to Broadway, or just something. I'll like. There's multiple calls to action in this. That's the part about the Super Saturdays. Just seeing me talk about whatever the heck, and just I throw those. Those are like teaching things. You know, calls to action, or you know, checking for understanding. Blah blah blah. I know there's some of you who are teachers here too, or had thought about it. But it's all part of, you know, just automated stuff to make sure that people know what you're talking about. Oh, you're gonna smash. I'm gonna smash you, buddy. Get out of here. But yeah, I'm really aware of time, like turning 50, you know, and Dad being gone 8 years, like you know, it's a whole lot to whole lot of emotions, and it doesn't cause me pain anymore. Like, the first 2-3 years that Dad had been gone, it was really painful this time of year. Now it's hard because where there's not pain, there's just so many reminders of and I'll get back to that fish thing. I've remembered where I was going with it. There's so many reminders of the time that I had spent with Dad in this community. There's so many reminders of things that were in my life all the time that just aren't in there anymore. But yeah, on the Fish Radio, it shows what show that it's from. And so I'll see. I saw one that I was at Saratoga Performing Arts Center in like 1994, you know, and in Saratoga, New York, or Saratoga Springs. And the next thing it'd be like, you know, 2 weeks ago, a concert. You know, this was like, you know, during the fall tour or whatnot. And I was like, oh my God, I was this during this time. I was this. And it's just like, it's just bam, bam, bam. And it's amazing because I feel so young at heart recently. I feel so young in mind. I've been really just loving this thing. Like, I think that whatever happened to me during that last year of teaching, where, I mean, it was like PTSD every day. I've talked about it some here and there, and that was probably the hardest thing to deal with in my life that whole year. You know, like when my former wife and I had split up, that was difficult, but I could rely on like lots of other social things, and I could rely on lots of other you know, I could rely on the teaching thing to help me stay focused on what I needed to do. The problem with that teaching year and the year prior, well, I mean, just 2020 to 2021 school year, when we were home for 3-4 months from right around this time, December like 9th, 2020 to like March or so. I was teaching right from where I'm recording this right now. And it was so challenging because I want to do right by the kids, but how the heck do I do right by myself as well? And for most people, they didn't. At least that's what it felt like, you know? And I'm sure there's been some, you know, research on learning gaps and stuff, but I don't care anymore. So whatever. I didn't want to stream. So because would be exactly where I'd been all day, you know, I didn't really want to stream, like hardly at all. Didn't want to create videos. Those were my outlets. I didn't want to create music because I was not happy. And I think about that time, and there were still a lot of happy moments during that time. You know, a lot of real wonderful, joyful teaching experiences, trying to make the best, you know, trying to make chicken salad out of chicken, you know, whatever, you know, that's a wrestling term. And then I think the thing that really, really set me off in that last year of teaching was when the block of ice from rapidly heating, rapidly warm thing, when we had like a foot of snow, when it bounced off the windshield on my car and broke the windshield on my car, and I was stuck. And I think that's where my mind kind of started not being okay. And that was right before Christmas, because I've always been self-reliant. I've always believed in myself enough to be self-reliant. I've taken care of myself. I've been my own for a while. You know what I mean? And the value of self-reliance and knowing that you can depend on yourself to get things done, to have, like, to focus on your budget, to make sure that you have the money to do things and you can do this and that. I've been doing that for a long time. I felt so helpless when my transportation was not available. They called Safelight. They were supposed to be there. They couldn't be there until like after Christmas. Because this happened, I want to say, the day after my birthday or the day before my birthday. It was, I don't remember. I wrote it down somewhere and I've forgotten, but whatever. And so I needed to get a ride to Christmas holiday stuff, you know, and luckily my buddy Chris, he took care of that, and that was neat, you know. But anyways, like, and I know for a fact that if I was able to have taught at school, because like a couple of days of the week, we could have stayed home, but I needed that work home separation, that teach separation thing was really important to me. And then they made me teach from home for 3-4 months. That hurt a lot. And the beginning of the end of my sanity, I want to say at that point, was when I was stuck. I didn't like that. It was just bad. And it's funny. Fast forward to 2013 or 2023. Both big trips that I went on this year for creator type things like VidCon, which I've been to all of them in Anaheim. I didn't go to Baltimore or anything this year. That was such a great trip. And then TwitchCon in Las Vegas was so amazing. And I just saw the other day that Fish is doing a 4-day set at the Sphere, and the Sphere is so cool, dude. But it's like in April. I think it's like 2 weeks after Mania, and then, like, you know, and before Mania, I might be going to PAX East this year. I want to expand my stuff. I almost was thinking about going to a different place in a couple weeks, but I don't think I'm not going to that. I don't think so. Unless something drastic happens within the next 24 hours. So whatever. But I think that. Oh, and I got stranded both times. Like I got stuck in New York City because JetBlue canceled the last leg of my flight. And then luckily I had the insurance that basically paid for myself to get home. And then the Vegas trip, my route went from Vegas to Denver to Syracuse, where I fly out of usually. And the flight from Denver to Syracuse left Denver before my flight to Denver did. So that was weird. And that's kind of why I kind of decided I'm not going to this other thing, even though it's, you know, not a horrible trip. I don't want to be late. I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be stranded before I turn 50, because I'll be streaming a whole lot on my 50th birthday. On the Thursday the 21st, and it's gonna be fun. And then the day after is when the Twitch drops start, so that'll be kind of cool. I was kind of hoping that there'd be Twitch drops during my birthday like there was last year, but you know, I can't make that stuff happen. But man, would it be great to have CM Punk being in the Twitch drops? That would be really smart. They should totally do that so that everybody can get some Punk in their lives. If you think that Twitch drops should be, or if you think just drops should reward CM Punk, let me know in the comments below. Bender. Fry. So, been thinking a lot about Legacies. And based on just what everybody has said in the last couple of weeks since season 10, and this is why I love streaming on the YouTube and stuff, there's so many people that I hear from that were from season 1, because that's when the majority of people were watching this thing. And the amount of, bro, you were my childhood comments are so amazing. And it's like, I mattered to people for a little bit. And they remembered me enough to just say something or to look up or to wonder. That's so cool, you know? And very soon, at the end of the month, it'll be 15 years since I've been streaming. And some days it doesn't feel like that long. You know, I just met Johnny Riddlin and young Gary Oak like a couple months ago at the first VidCon, you know, in my mind, even though we've had so many great experiences and stuff. But like, these people have been in my life for a long time. And we met streaming. And there's so many people in my life that I know that have come to my streams and stuff. Or commented on the videos or everything. And I just think, you know, these are my chosen family. That's awesome. And, you know, I get to see them a couple times a year usually. And it's beautiful. I'm in a really weird place right now. I feel so young. Like, and I feel cognizant about, you know, you don't get any younger by age, you know, unless my body figures out how to regenerate itself without aging, you know, and then everybody would be like, dude, how'd that happen? And then they'd poke me with their little pokies and their little Pokemans and I don't know, whatever. Anyway, like I said, it's tangent. Talking about legacies, everybody. Maybe that'll be the title. Just be like Legacies. Maybe not. I don't know. I haven't finished the video yet. This, you know, and speaking of finishing the video, like, have you ever seen those ads like, did you download the link at the bottom of this video? I was like, dude, I'm in a video? Like, that's what I was like, it's like, how could you possibly download it from the link in this video? You don't know you're in a video. It's like some random people with a cool entourage and a briefcase full of, you know, 777 free draws. They don't know. How could they have that fourth wall awareness? I don't know. And scene. That was that. So anyways, legacies are now it's just funny. I just want to say legacy more. But based on what people have been telling me in those streams, it's like I have a pretty decent legacy so far. And the cool part is this: no matter which corner on the internet that you're a part of, there are probably 90 to 98% of people in that. I'm going to go for it. 90 to 99% of the people on that platform don't know who you are. Because there's so many people. There's so many things. There's so many whatevers. There's so many options. But for the ones that you know, or the ones that know you, we really affect each other. Like, it's a really wonderful parasocial relationship, you know? Because there's people that have loved my videos that have never commented. And I have no idea. Like the other, you know, when season 10 started on, I was streaming in one of the platforms with the watch time. There were 2 people that had been following me for 9 years and said their first chat. That kind of broke me. You know, and like in such a good, wow, 2 in a row, nice. And this was after somebody had already done the same thing, you know, after like 5 years of watching. So I feel a lot. I feel really alive. I feel very human, and that's what I want. I want to full human life, and which means I never had a full family of my own. Do I want that in the future? Is that even something that I could possibly think about? That's a really neat possibility. I've been thinking a lot more about possibilities in general. Like, the probability of something happening, theoretically, is always 50%. It either happens or it doesn't. But that's like, when it's broken down, it's like, the probability of me giving birth to anything other than, well, I'm not going to say that, is 0 with current technology. You know what I mean? Over a long enough timeline, medical advancements and all that sort of stuff, maybe it's possible. And that's why I don't like to deal in absolutes either. Because only a Sith deals in absolutes. You know what I mean? Give yourself a point if you got that. But anyways, I already feel so much love from everybody. Like, people usually don't hate on me. And it's really neat now that I'm broadcasting to multiple platforms at the same time, there's so many people that don't know about me. And so I've gotten trolled again, even on YouTube. I had some really bad YouTube trolls, at the beginning of season, like 2 weeks ago. And the best thing is, like, if somebody is ever really trolling you, just time them out. I do the teacher thing. Unless it's something that's really bad. There are certain triggers that I have. Like, I'm not going to listen to you ever again. You know what I mean? That's set your boundaries. If you set boundaries, set expectations, you basically show how you can succeed. That's for any parental thing. That's for any thing where you might be the boss or whatever. Set expectations, show how it can work, and then do it. That's my opinion, whatever. But anyways, we're talking about legacies today. And I'm not going to go back and count how many that I said. I'm just not. If you choose to, you're pretty cool person. Even more so for just watching me or whatever. But don't do that. Unless you're like, that sounds like a challenge. I like challenges. I love challenges, Life is so cool. The fact that I'm just recording this, talking at my piano to a camera, and know that once I upload this through the digital void, as we like to call it sometimes, it'll be seen by people from all across the planet. It might make people smile. It might make people feel something. It might make people realize that maybe I need to think about what I want my life to be. And if this made you do that, wow. Sorry, I just spat all over the world. Sorry. But I think I like that pain and suffering that I dealt with during that last teaching year. I think getting crushed down to the very, very essence, like May, June, of 2021 was such a dark time for me. It was so dark. Like I literally sat on my couch, like for 2 hours, in a row, pretty much every school day. Just staring at a non-turned on TV, not looking at not looking at my laptop or anything. If anything, I would kind of autoplay SuperCard for a bit, just to make sure that I was at least doing a little something. But man, it was dark. because I had to wear the mask for all those times because the kids were back in the building and all that stuff. So I gave myself migraines every day. But all that pain, all that stuff helped me to realize that I wasn't happy teaching anymore, and helped me to really realize that by that time in May, June, and all the money that I had saved up from crypto gains and other things and stuff, I knew that I could leave the teaching profession. Like, I'd already done the math at that point, but it was my 24th year of teaching, and there was 7.5 years to go till we get super. Good super, actually. That's cool. Actually, he would have won. I saw that. I knew I could leave, but should I stay or should I go? Kind of like that. That's it. Yeah, that pops in my head. And it took a long time. It took me like 4.5 months to decide to leave. And I think I've just been feeling such really wonderful joy this year in 2023. I started watching a whole lot of different streamers, and that was basically because of Kick, and I've made so many new connections in this area that I know I want to go to more things, and maybe I'll start getting a little bit more serious about some of this stuff. But to me, streaming is always going to be a hobby. I think that's important because I don't want to trade time for money. And this, I forgot about getting back into the habit. Like the other day, I totally thought I had made a video, and then I realized, oh crap, I didn't make it. So I just did it when I first woke up, And these are basically like podcasts. So what I want you to do in today's, right now, is I want you to ask me a bunch of questions, because I can just read the questions, say who it was, and or put it on the screen if I'm not lazy, which I can be not lazy sometimes, because I don't care what it looks like. People don't watch me for what things look like. People watch me because I am who I am. I've known that for a long time, and it's an honor. It is an honor. I am so thankful that anybody has ever connected with me, or my attitudes, or the way I perceive things, or the way that I just am fair and trying to do the right thing for all of humanity and myself. People just know that I care about humanity. I care about the world. I care about giving everybody a shot to have joy and great times and fun. Eliminate things that are illusions, like money. Money isn't real. It's numbers. It's not real. Art, music, those are real. You can, any dollar thing is just somebody put that thing there. It's not real. It didn't cost that much to make. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, for the longest time, and I've not looked this part up, like the cost to manufacture a penny costs more than a penny. They actually lose money. It's kind of funny, actually. But how many people, and myself included, I was young. How many people do you know that money, this basically illusionary thing, defines who they are, or they think it defines who they are? Because I'm going to tell you something. Everybody's going to really, really do well to know that you won't be here in 1,000 years. Unless, crazy advanced possibilities in medical technology, And I say 1,000 because, probability, 100 would have been a great number. But one thing I do now is I think of possibilities, not probabilities. And what if there is a possibility of a Biggie family? What if I become Biggie Dad? You know? These are things I haven't thought about in years, you know, but like, and it's these are just examples too. Let me just clarify that, because you know, I felt like I should. But the fact that Dad, I have him up on the Social Blade, his 510,000 views. That's so cool. I'm so proud of him. I miss him so much, and this is basically, the part, because like by the next Super Saturday, it'll have been 8 years, and it'll be thing. It'll be. I'm just really thinking about so many times and joy that I had just playing this game with my dad. The fact that he got that legendary Undertaker, in the first season 2 People's Champions Challenge, and had he used credits, my dad never spent a dime on this game. He just played the heck out of it. You know, he was retired. He could do what he wanted. You know, it's kind of cool. If he had used it, he would have been in the top 50, and he would have been one of the names that I had shouted out during that time, that, you know, back in that day. You know, also here's other questions that I would like to know from you. What are some things? Because I know that a lot of the people that have been coming back to these things, they're in their that 18 to 22 era. What do you want to know about life? What do you want to know about reaching goals, or your dreams, or ideas? Like, do you have specific interests that you want to work on, but you just haven't started, or you don't know what to do, or whatever? Like, these are like, what are your goals? What are your goals? I'm going to tell you my goals right now, because it's just goals these are things that I think I'm going to also talk a lot about on stream. And I've also been talking a lot, like during the streams. I've been putting mental health stuff in there, because I want to live in a world where I don't have to worry about going somewhere and not coming home because somebody, through a long period of hurt and anger, lashes out on society. If I can take care of a couple people, or just maybe say some words that inspire people or whatnot, or make you think that there's another way to use your talents and gifts in a positive thing. And I say this, I'm not a licensed therapist, mental health professional. I taught for 24 years. This is for entertainment purposes only. I want to be careful with everybody. You know, I just want to be awesome for myself. And I've been through a lot, you know. I've been through, you know, thinking that I was going to spend the rest of my life with one person, and I found out I was wrong. That was a real hard thing to go through. But you know what? I went through it. I got through it. And at the time, I thought it was the worst thing that had happened in my life. Now, it's probably the best thing that ever happened in my life, because it led me to where I am now. It led me to creating content. It led me to not having any debt. It led me to realizing that I could leave the teaching profession early. It led me to all these other things that never would have happened. And I love it. And now, like, you know, speaking of legacies and stuff, I just feel so much joy every day. And that's because there's a lot of cool people in my life right now. There's a lot of cool, in various parts of it. You know, it's so cool. Wow, I might get through this during this video. I think that would be a good goal. But my goals, and this is like, this has been my overreaching goal. There's so many, lots of little goals and stuff, you know, daily, weekly, like all sorts of stuff, quarterly maybe. But the biggest goal is like, I'm in a 7.5 year game. Okay. That's just basically what it is. And it is I wanted to make as much from, my creativity, my music, streams, sponsorships, whatever, however, the money got there, crypto investments, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to make as much money, in this 7.5 year period as I would have from teaching. And also try to do it before I turn 55. Now I will only be 50. And I feel the cool thing about turning 50 is that, dude, I'm already out. I retired. Like, I don't get any of that money until I'm 55 though, which is why, like, I also have to be careful about any trips I take, you know, and I've been really doing a lot of philanthropic stuff. Like, I really love giving to charities. I really love giving to people whose dreams are to create digital content, to stream and stuff. I love giving to streamers. I love giving to, you know, different causes and different charity things. Back in July, I was part of a streamer showdown charity event that was basically, it was Twitch streamers versus Kick streamers. And there was about, and it was run by, it was organized by BB Jess, who is a really awesome streamer and stuff. And there was like 150 of us in that thing, and we raised, this is not a joke, we raised over $69,000 for all sorts of different charities. It was using the Tiltify app basically. So I think we could have chosen from like multiple thousands of charities. I think they were just part of the Giving Tuesday thing on Twitch, but I knew I wasn't gonna be able to be a part of that this year. But I met so many people through that charity event that it was just so cool. And I wanted to get people involved as well, because I know that not everybody can donate. You know, I know that I always want to be inclusive, because that's just me. The more the merrier is really a great life thing for me. So what I did was, you know, that little, if you see the little thing down there in the, I can't point right. Yeah, there. Down there in the Biggie Dad. The Biggie Dad playing the guitar. You can see it. It's like right there. It's like right there. Whatever. Anytime people use that emote, it's a free emote on some other platforms. I got to figure out if I can do emotes here without sponsorship things. I don't know yet. And I got also, if you know how to raid on YouTube, let me know, because I can always raid out, but I don't know how to do that here. I got to figure it out. But if you know how, tell me so that I can save time. Well, anyways, so every time that somebody used the Biggie Dad emote, I was going to donate 1 cent, because I did 4 charity streams over a week period. That was like the time period of the competition. And it was really, really amazing event. Like, there was, and the first prize got a new PC. The first one on Kick and the first one on Twitch. They won real cool. There was a lot of amazing stuff. And it had been a while. It had been a long time since I'd done a charity event, and it felt so great to be a part of that. But what I did was I had a way for every time somebody put that emote up to 10,000 uses per stream. So basically, $100 a stream extra. And all 4 streams, we hit that $100 a stream extra, and they used overall it was like I think 53,000. I can't remember exactly. I posted it on Twitter X whatever, but there were over 50,000 uses of the Biggie Dad emote during 4 streams, and that's pretty cool. Part of my legacy is also reminding people about how cool and how proud I was of my father. You know, I can't believe, and it wasn't the first time that I had brought him into something that was in my world that he just took off and ran with it. Like my sophomore year of college. Actually, wait, 92, 93. Sophomore year of college, Magic the Gathering came out, basically. And I knew, during one winter break, it was like February break, I think I bought my dad a starter deck of Revised. I showed him how to play. Because I wanted to have a better relationship with my father. I missed him. He was always doing his things, but I knew that this game brought a lot of people together. And I taught him some basics, and then, you know, he wanted to attack the wall. Some of you know what I'm talking about. It's like, how can my wall not be terrored? How can my it's a wall. It doesn't make sense. How can it be destroyed? You know, it doesn't think. If you've ever played Magic the Gathering, you know exactly what I'm talking about because you've had that conversation with somebody. While we're over an hour, that's cool. Hey, we're officially going to be, in 7 seconds, we are officially longer than last week's Super Saturday. That's just cool. I'm really happy about that. Let's go. But, so I taught him the basics. I went back to college, and then my buddies, I told them that I taught them, and then, you know, they got him getting him to drive him to tournaments and stuff. And then he would collect it. And at one point, he had every Magic card there was. and then his eyes were starting to go a little bit. He had really bad eye problems. And so he stopped the playing aspect and got into the judging aspect. And my dad had judged the national championships in Origins in the mid 90s, like 95, 96 or whatever. That was when it was still in, Columbus, Ohio there. And, he judged in the nationals. It was cool. And he had all these badges and cool stuffs. Oh, we need more of these. We'll do another 600 because we will go full heroic on this. In Oneida, New York, where the Mind Games game shop is, the tournament room is named after my dad. Long story short, and it's I posted it somewhere. It's somewhere in here in the shorts or something. If you really want to see it, it's kind of neat. It says Big Papa Pete Phillips, which is kind of cool, you know. And none of that happens if I don't buy that starter deck for him. It's not just Legacies, it's like butterfly effects. You know? If I don't write the I Love Cheese song, I don't think I'm playing this game. I'm probably not streaming it. Because somebody liked the song, put it in a COD Zombies map for a cheese cube thing. Then I even got a comment, it's a TNT cheese mod in Minecraft. You know, there's so many uses of that, and it's kind of funny. But if I had a normal teaching day that day, I don't write that I Love Cheese song. If I don't start playing SuperCard, how many of you know me? If I don't stop drinking, how would I have invested more into crypto? Or how would I be alive for that matter, you know? And the thing is, some people don't think about the consequences of their actions. Sometimes consequences are living children. Sometimes consequences are really amazing, good experiences. Sometimes consequences are jail. Sometimes consequences are a life full of wonder and joy. And that's kind of where I am. And that's a really wonderful place to be. I love every day I have. I love who I am. I like to say I'm a man who knows who he is and loves what he does. I was kind of tired at the beginning of this video. And then we talked about legacies. And then I just yapped about whatever. And some of you tapped the screen. Some of you may have gotten a little teary here and there when you thought about people that aren't here anymore or how long things have been. And I know that I almost cried a couple times in there talking about Dad. I'm just so proud of him. I was lucky to have told him a lot while he was alive. He knew how I felt. He knew that I appreciated him, not just as a man, but for bringing me here and giving me the mental capacity to become myself, you know? I think I'm a pretty cool dude. You know, a lot of people have shared that with me as well, which is kind of nice. Because nobody has to. But people chose to. When somebody that watched me a long time ago decides to share that with me out of nowhere, like an RKO, Daddy's back, you know? It's just that joy and wonder. Like, life is so cool, dude. And I hope that everything that is going on in your world still allows you to realize that even if we're stuck, we can believe in ourselves to get unstuck. Whether it's through friends, through random parasocial cool people on the internet. But remember, whatever happens, like, I don't know how many times I've been told, like, you saved my life. I didn't. I just said words that resonated with you to help, or to allow you to see the greatness in yourself. I just said words. You did it on your own. You know what I mean? That's the thing. It's like, I know I'm cool, but that's like when all my former students that used to just throw me praise and all that stuff, and all the parents and the stuff and all that. It's like, you know, it's the kids do everything. I'm just having fun, you know, doing my job, but it's not me. It's all of us together. You know, and then there's some people that you know them in the music business or you know, teaching. You know, we're gonna make sure we get this card in this video because I just wanna. It's pretty cool. Some people they think that being boastful or something is cool, or it's all about them, and then you get reputations and stuff like that, and sometimes it works, sometimes it's just really sad. But all I know is that I love the person I am, I love the person I've been, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to love the person I'm going to be, because that dude is awesome. You know, I like to say sometimes that you know, my hero is myself tomorrow, because that dude, that's somebody I want to hang out with. You know what I mean? Be your own hero. Live what was that quote? There's a great quote. Be the person that your dog thinks that you are. Yeah. I think that's what it is. I think that's what the quote is, because your dog thinks you're awesome. Even if you don't have a dog, it's a metaphor. We're not gonna. I think we got 2 more bouts, 3 more bouts. I don't know. We're gonna get this Ray, and then I'm gonna have finish this catharsis process. Wow, we're going good actually. We might get it. No, do we get to 33? 33 shards? Can we get it? 33 shards, baby! No! Oh well, I had 33 experience. That's close enough. Can't always get what you want. 33 shards. But sometimes, if you find, you get what you need. 33 experience. We were looking for a 33. I love that I'm childlike. I love that, and those of you that know my dad, all those videos, he's 72 years old. You know, his entire YouTube career, he was 72. And if he was around today, he'd be going into, he would be 82. That doesn't make sense. Oh, because he was almost 73. That's why. I was like, wait, what? No, today he would be... Math is really weird. 41. He would be 81. Okay, thank you. He would be turning 82 this year. In a few weeks. Because one of the cool things is, like, we were both kind of Christmas babies. Like, my dad... I'm 4 days before Christmas. I'm winter, the solstice. Let's go. And he was 4 days after Christmas. But growing up, he'd always gotten, oh, this is for your birthday and Christmas. That sort of stuff. He made sure that I never did that. I never had that because we had a lot of the same things, you know. My goals are to leave the world better than I found it. And with the potential for mass communication and so many things, I can do this from the comfort of my piano chair. I lost that bout. I wanted to win it. Because then this would have been maybe a thing, unless it's speed. Oh, we would have lost anyway. Who cares? I guess, whatever. Still wins, though. But anyways, so what did we talk about today? I asked you some questions. Write them in the comments, and they can maybe be part of Super Saturday. This is basically a podcast. It's just not a podcast. You know what I mean? It'd be really funny if I did start thinking about turning this into one, because you won't be able to see it. But, you know, I've seen a lot of podcasts. No, I haven't really seen a lot of podcasts. Oh, you better give me... Okay, good. I was, like, worried. Because it's going to go down the last pick. But I've seen a lot of things over the year where it's, you see a video version of the podcast, which is kind of cool. So, anyways, we finished the Rey Mysterio. We got a Lucian Price. And that's pretty good. So, yeah. So, later on streams today, Saturday, I'm assuming, we'll probably get the... I'll probably play this enough tonight to get the... Okay, lock him up because he's naughty. To get the Eddie, and then probably start streaming the Heroics tomorrow, Saturday, on Real Saturday. But anyways, I love you all for a very long time. Thanks for being a part of this, and you have a lot of work to do. So go be awesome. And thanks for being alive. Thank you for being here. Happy today. I'm not going to sing out the intro today. It doesn't feel like I should. I feel like we've kind of had a little deeper session here today. All right. Take care. Be well. And I love you long time. Okay, that's it. Bye.